Hello and welcome back to Skygreg. This is Razgriz, and today I've got a list of things I want to try and accomplish. Some of which is to make for some quality of life improvements, like trying to get some passive mobs to spawn so you can get some food better than bread, grind out a few ender pearls for a magnet, and start automating a couple crops just to have on hand for when we need them. We're also going to work on the coke oven and starting up getting into the first tier. With being the coke oven, how we are going to start to get creosote, as that is needed for treated wood. The treated wood is then used to create some items to create a water pump. And that water pump is going to lead us into getting into a low pressure steam boiler, which will allow us to power our starter machines. So, let's get started, and I think I want to start with our mob farm, a basic one, just to get some ender pearls, because a magnet is very useful in a skyblock world, since there's nothing below us, so everything just falls into the void without a magnet. And I did glance around last episode or in between episodes, and discovered there is a non-mushroom fields over in that direction. I also checked the recipe for the angel block, and it's very simple, just needing a couple pieces of tin. So, let's head over this way to the flower forest, a fair distance away, and place down a block, and then immediately forget that I bought any building materials. Oh, one of the other things I wanted to do was also make a pickaxe so I don't destroy all my cobblestone. So this is going to be very basic. So, this is very basic. All it is a box. Nothing fancy. Mobs should spawn in it by standing a bit away from it. We also have a chance for passive mobs to spawn as we're not near our platform. And a couple mobs have already started to spawn based off the minimap. And in light of that, I'm going to claim these chunks so that the creeper doesn't destroy this. Ooh, an Apotheosis mob has spawned, which is nice because they drop gear. Good thing about skeletons, I guess, is they attack everything. And we got a protection 3, projectile protection 3, max health, chestplate, and a random piece of leather. We also got a trident, which was not expected. And our first ender pearl. That's very good. Can finally make a magnet. So, that's gonna go in our charm slot. Has a hotkey that can be toggled on and off. By default, I think it's H. So, to start out with the coke oven, we have to first make compressed coke clay. To do that, we need to make a brick wooden form, which is used using a knife from a empty wooden form. And the empty wooden form is just made with a saw and a plank. And then from there, we get compressed coke clay, which we're going to need a pretty good amount of. Probably more than that, so I'll probably have to crush down some more sand. But it can only be smelted in a regular furnace. For the time being, we're stuck with boring old furnaces. So, to help this process along, what I'd like to do is make some hoppers. And then hoppers require 5 iron plates and a small iron gear. Iron gear also requires an iron plate and some iron rods, so it's pretty expensive to make. So basically you need 6 iron plates, 2 iron rods. Iron rods get turned into a gear. Yes, and you need chest as well, which have also had their recipe altered. And that is to make 1 hopper. That's a pretty significant amount of iron, which is why I did farm up quite a lot. Especially because I'm going to want quite a few hoppers, so... that enough for 6 more. Whoops. Oh well. One, 2, 4, 5, 6. So 11 of those. Which means I need 22 of these. Make 11 gears. Should get us 11 more hoppers. And then to try and do this a little better, I'm gonna try making some of these tin pipes. this is just a very basic smelter that will be able to distribute the coal. The tin pipes aren't round robining, and I'm honestly not bothered to figure out how to do that right now. So I'm just going to use regular hoppers to balance out the items, as both hoppers will pull evenly from the double chest. One of the items needed for the coke oven to automate it is the oven hatch, which requires the wooden barrel to make, and the wooden barrel just requires a little bit of sticky resin and some wrought iron rods. The rods are made with just 2 regular rods. So, let's see. And yeah, that's why you need a lot of the coke bricks. So if I want to do maybe say 6 along, I'm going to need, for every one of these, I'm going to need 3 of these. So I'm going to need 18 wooden barrels. And then to make 18 wooden barrels, I need 36 of the long iron rods. And then 6, 10. It's 2. I need 72 of these iron rods. And if I could do basic math, that's 18. That's 18 hatches. For the actual coke oven itself, I need 4 times 6 is 24. I don't think I have enough brick yet. And you can quick compress items using the by default K key, which is what I did just there. Oh, exactly 6. And a super tank, which will be very useful to storing the creosote oil that we are going to need. And then for this, I am also going to need 6 hopper botany pots, which means I'm going to need 3 more of these, 18 more of these. So, it was about this time I stopped talking about what I was doing while I was recording. I'm going to speed up the remaining clips and talk about what I've done. With the coke oven, I decided on having 6 of them. The coke oven multi-block can share sides with each other. Lots of the multi-blocks from GregTech can do this. I have the oven itself on the front with a hatch on the top, bottom, and back. The top is where I am piping in the spruce logs, which are grown using hopper botany pots. Make sure to till the dirt, as it will speed up the growth of crops. I have 1 pot for each oven, which gives us a surplus. The back, I'm going to pipe out the creosote using the copper pipes, which transfer fluids. And then out at the bottom, I'm transferring out the charcoal using the tin pipes. After setting up the coke ovens, I set up a few more botany pots with some crops: cactus, bamboo, sugar, carrots, potatoes, and wheat, and some different logs that I like: dark oak, mahogany, mangrove, the new one from the mangrove swamp, along with the nether, the warped, and the crimson. I like those shroom lights, but I don't like growing and harvesting them. The botany pots are a little slow with shroom lights, as it's not guaranteed for each cycle, but you get them slowly. After setting up the botany pots and checking on the coke oven again, I did get some cows and a pig to spawn. I fenced them up, want to make sure they don't wander off into the void. And then at some point I did turn off the day cycle. Having to sweep every 20 minutes is annoying, to say the least. And there's really no benefit to having night other than if you want phantoms to spawn. In the next episode, I'm gonna show how to make a primitive water pump and start producing steam. Using this steam, we will make some machines to allow us to make the ingredients for a primitive blast furnace. The blast furnace will open up steel production, which will allow us to get some better resource generation. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and any comments, suggestions, or tips below. Thank you and have a good day.